Lauren peered at her phone screen, her heart thudding loudly as she watched the little dot representing Joel move across the map. He just left the industrial park, lingering there for almost an hour before returning to that same remote field he had visited a few days ago. A sense of dread curled around her like a suffocating fog. Something wasn't right. This wasn't how life was supposed to be. Her son, little Frankie, was only a few weeks old, born prematurely because Joel, his own father, had drugged her. The memory of that night was still fresh. She trusted him, let him into her life, and he betrayed her in the worst way possible. Now every day felt like a battle to keep her baby safe from a man she once thought she loved. Dee Dee had been her lifeline in all of this. Smart, resourceful Dee Dee, who had not only helped her with legal advice, but had also installed a tracking app on Joel's phone to give Lauren some semblance of control. Dee Dee had assured her that they'd stay one step ahead of him, but Lauren still felt like she was playing catch-up in a game Joel was orchestrating. Today was no different. Lauren clenched her jaw, staring at the notification from her bank. £5,000 had just been transferred into her account from Joel. She couldn't decide if it was a bribe, a warning, or something more sinister. What was he playing at? And why was he spending so much time in such odd places? The hospital was quiet today, the kind of quiet that amplified her anxiety. Every beep of a monitor or murmur from a passing nurse made her flinch. She glanced at Frankie, his tiny body cocooned in a nest of wires and blankets, and a fresh wave of resolve washed over her. Whatever Joel was planning, she wouldn't let him near her son. Dee Dee had been skeptical at first when Lauren insisted on the tracking app, but the lawyer had come around, especially after Joel's latest stunt. Confronting Lauren at the hospital, Joel had tried to convince her that he had a right to see Frankie, that he would fight for access. His eyes had gleamed with something unhinged as he spoke, and the threats hidden beneath his words had left Lauren shaken. But Dee Dee had been quick to act. She tracked Joel's movements, pieced together his patterns, and now they had something concrete, or at least they thought they did. What was he doing in that field? Why the sudden interest in an industrial park? And the money. What was he trying to buy? A knock on the door broke her train of thought. Dee Dee stepped into the room, her face set with determination. "We need to talk," she said, glancing at Frankie before looking back at Lauren. "I've been doing some digging." Lauren's heart skipped a beat. "Did you find something?" Dee Dee nodded, pulling out her phone and scrolling through a series of images. "I've been cross-referencing Joel's movements with some recent property purchases in the area. It looks like he's trying to set up some sort of business, but he's being very secretive about it. I think that industrial park is a front for something else." "What do you mean?" Lauren's voice wavered. "Is he planning to take Frankie?" "I don't think so," Dee Dee replied, her voice softening. "But he's definitely up to something, and whatever it is, he doesn't want us to know about it." Lauren's phone buzzed again, a notification from the tracking app. Joel had left the field and was now heading towards the hospital. Panic gripped her chest like a vice. "He's coming here?" she whispered, her eyes wide. Dee Dee's face hardened. "Stay calm. I'll handle this. We can't let him see that we're onto him." As they moved to the doorway, Lauren's thoughts raced. Joel was always one step ahead, always unpredictable. But now, with Dee Dee's help, she had an edge too. He might have their son's DNA, but Frankie's life wasn't his to control. When Joel finally appeared in the corridor, his eyes locking onto Lauren, a sickening smile spread across his face. He was holding something, a small box. Lauren's blood ran cold. What was he planning to do now? "Hello, Lauren," Joel said, his voice dripping with fox warmth. "I brought something for you." Dee Dee stepped forward, her stance protective. "What do you want, Joel?" His gaze flicked to Dee Dee, then back to Lauren. "Just to remind you of what we had," he murmured, opening the box to reveal 2 wedding rings gleaming under the harsh hospital lights. Lauren recoiled, every instinct screaming at her to run. Joel's smile widened, a predator relishing his prey's fear. "Don't you see, Lauren? he said softly. This isn't over. It's only just beginning. As Dee Dee subtly reached for her phone, ready to call for help, Lauren realized something. Joel might think he had all the power, but with Dee Dee by her side, they'd be the ones to unravel his twisted game. And this time, they'd make sure he lost everything.